Hello, everybody. Good afternoon to you, wherever you're watching me. Good evening, Nigeria. Good afternoon here in Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah, welcome to day two. We are live. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Yeah, this is Remake Your Life Challenge 2020, day two, with your host Adeola Atekoja. I'm very, very much happy and elated to have you all here. Thank you very much. Yeah, I want you to invite your friend. I want you to remind your colleagues and your associates, everyone you love and care for. Please tell them where we are live, right, and direct, both on YouTube handle, Lodeta Think Media, and right on Facebook on the Lodeta Consulting Group. Yeah, that is where the action is taking place live. Thank you for signing in. Thank you, Bisola. Thank you. I'm unable to see this name, but you're welcome. Yeah. How are we all doing? Yeah, I want to ask yours, how was our day like? How was yesterday? I spent a lot of time after the broadcast last night to check over every of the messages that I got, and it was awesome. It was wow. As a matter of fact, I answered some questions that I later saw on the platform, which was I was unable to answer yesterday, and it was pretty awesome. And today again, we are building on the momentum, and we are taking it higher, higher. And today we're going to be talking about something very important, and it has to do with clarity and direction in life. Every one of you that is out there listening and watching me, thank you, Dr. Samuel. Yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, I can see some people already joining. I'm just going to continue talking live for the next 10-15 minutes, and as we welcome others. And please send notifications to your friend. Tell your friend that we are live. I already done that on my end. Invited all my friends and told them that we are already started. So yesterday we began on a very high note on how we can effectively master our mind such that our mind become a very useful tool to us enjoying our life and to us getting to our destination in life. We're able to see the importance of mind mastery and how your ability to master your mind. We talked about different kind of emotion that we have. We talked about the emotion of fear, emotion of I'm not good enough, emotion of what will people say, will I be accepted, fear of other people's opinion. We talked about people just not too sure of the future and they're always afraid. Look at what is happening in all over the world globally. Look at what's happened today in Lebanon, in Beirut. Look at so many various different awkward news flying across the news space. A lot of us, if we are not careful, this is enough to destabilize anybody that doesn't know what his goal and his purpose in life is. And that is why today's broadcast and today's training so germane when you don't have a clear cut of wherever you are going. Anybody can take you anywhere. I just want you to imagine this example. I just step into the car and I just start the engine and I said I'm going somewhere. The GPS, as it were, is not being set. And you can imagine that journey is not predictable. So I already know that it means the car will just take me to anywhere because I have not make a very deliberate point and deliberate effort to set the direction of where and of what I want. And so it is in today, in life generally. Many of us, when life happens, because we don't really understand what the concept and what the idea of what life aims to be, many of us engage in different stage and different states and we just go about life without any direction, without any clear-cut path. And yesterday, I want to also mention that when we were discussing, I made mention of the fact that everybody goes through fear. It's like it's wired on, it's wired up in our being. But the beauty of this is that every one of us has a duty to make sure that your fear does not control you, that fear does not get a hold of you, that you have the right mindset of where to put fear so that fear does not rob you of your bright future. And so today, I'm going to be having one of us is also one of the inner circle of Loretta Consulting, and we have been together on this journey for over a year, and it has been a very wonderful and splendid relationship. And today, he's going to be joining me on this broadcast for the next 45 minutes, couple of thereabout. Okay, and we're going to be rubbing mind on this subject that I'm talking about. But before I bring him on, I want to quickly round up yesterday's thing and where I put up my slide. Yeah, let me quickly get to my slide on. And I want to round up on the secret of mastering our mind and the secret of learning how to use our fear and not allowing and letting our fear use us. Yes. So we remember yesterday we talked about emotional flood, how we can stack positive emotion all together so that we don't allow negative emotion to get a hold of us. Yeah. So I talked about this yesterday, that life is a gift, and that these are some of the things that is going to help us. I talked about the fact that life is based on principles. For every one of us out there, you want to be successful, you want to make it in your business, you want your children to come out fine, you want to have a productive life, you want to see everything that you put your hands to becoming good. There are some keys, there are some principles that your life is based on, that you must be on the same path with. And until you do this, yeah, this is what I want to quickly share with us. That there is one law that I want you to see. For every one of you out there that you're joining me, I want to celebrate your courage, because over 1 million, the population of the world, so many people are doing different things at this particular time that we are alive, depending on what they found to be meaningful or what they consider to be their utmost important thing in life. But for you out there that you are joining this broadcast now, it shows you are an action taker, and you prioritize your life, and you want to see the best out of your life. That is why you are here on this platform. And that is why there is one thing that I want to tell you, and that is the fact that there is a law called the law of sowing and reaping. This is one of the fundamental principles and universal law that has governed the way the earth functions. And for everybody that obeys this law, whether you're an atheist, whether you're an orphan, whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, whatever you believe in, this law, if you obey it, either crushes you or it helps in your advancement. And that thereafter, that is the reason why I want you to pay attention to your effort and the step you are making in coming on live and on board in this training, signing in to go through this challenge together, is because you want to see yourself towards a journey to becoming a better version of yourself, a better version of who you used to be before now, a better version of yourself when this year began, before COVID, and even during this COVID, and how you can begin to see why this present scenario that we are having happen to be the best way we can reposition ourselves. That this law of sowing and reaping can still work out for us. I share a story, a life story. There are two eateries near my neighborhood. There is one that you got to eat in, you got to be there. The other one too is like kind of eat in too. But when this pandemic started, one of these in eat out venues, when they saw that nobody is able to go out during the lockdown, do you know what they did? They converted they converted their eat out to a mobile one, so that people can drive in and they place their order, and we right now in their car they can drive out, and but the other business stayed closed because they did not know how they can use the law and use their present scenario with the prevent with what is being presented to us to get the best out of their life. And that is the secret that I want you to learn today, that anything you are going to do, you must learn how you can use the best of every presentation that life brings across you, because there is a law that is called the law of sowing and reaping, which means that you are definitely going to reap whatever you sow out of every time, out of every life, out of every preoccupation you put yourself in. And that is very critical to what we are discussing today. That in a matter of 6 months from now, whatever we are sowing, you and I are sowing, you look at the time we are sowing together now, in encouraging ourselves, in becoming readers, researcher, teachable, and learnable, submitting each other. Though it's not as if I know it all. No, it's not that I'm already gone that far. No, but I could see what transpired between a year when I started listening, when I became teachable, when I submit myself to mentorship, when I submit myself to people that their future, their lifestyle is something that is enviable, that this is the kind of life I want. When I submitted myself to those kind of environments, that is the picture of what you are seeing and who you are seeing standing right in front of you, in front of your home, talking and engaging with you live. That there is a picture that I want you to get out of life, that if indeed this law has not been crushed, that even if you call on God, you don't call on God, if you sow a maize, you sow a seed of maize, you are going to reap in a couple of weeks maize plantation. So I'm so excited to let you know that whatever it is that we are doing together now, we are sowing a seed. And bet it, I believe you are going to do what? You are going to sow. You are going to reap good out of it. So whatever the myth is about life that you have taken, I want you to know that today your life can bring out the best if you just follow that one law. I'm going to be taking it further, but I'm going to stop here because I have somebody waiting in the studio to connect live with you guys and bring out a very wonderful session on this topic today, on how you can find clarity and how you can indeed adapt and adjust your life in this changing environment that you and I have found ourselves, how we can survive and be able to still live our life in our own terms and be able to survive, not just thrive. Some people are just striving and just trying, but you can really survive. You'll be on the survival list and nothing can threaten your survival. That is what we are going to be sharing today, and that is what is happening now. And I want you to quickly say a profile, a little bit of who I'm bringing on today. And our trainer for today is no other person than Dr. Bumi Samuel. Dr. Bumi Samuel is a retired veteran based here in the United States, and he happened to be the founder and the chief executive officer of Cybersoft Technologies Corporation that is based here in DC. You know, the seat of power is Washington, DC. That is where he resides, and that is where he has been doing awesome, great stuff. And also, he is a Nigerian, and that is one thing we have in common, and he's a great leader. He has been managing an IT firm and has been teaching thousands of students because he has been able to strategize his organization in such a way that it can be a catalyst for successful incorporation of significant security measures in our day-to-day happenings. And so, by the time this countdown is off, you are not going to be seeing my face until next 45 minutes, and you are going to be having Dr. Bumi Samuel take us on clarity and purpose in life.
Hope you can see my screen. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. For those who are in the other part of the world, my name is Dr. Bome Samuel. And while we are still waiting for the issue of the screen to be addressed, I'm going to just start my presentation. Like I said earlier, good evening. Thank you, Diola, for inviting me and to be able to share my thoughts about the topic for today. Today is day 2 of the 5-day challenge. I welcome you all, and I pray that by joining this program today, you will definitely enjoy it, and I pray that your coming here will not be in vain, in the mighty name of Jesus. So you can see, like yesterday, Diola talks about the conditioning your mind. Your mind is the fundamental part of your body. No doubt about it, and it's an important organ of your body as well. So um, your mind is where your spirit, body, and soul connect. So without your mind, you cannot do anything. So I'm still going to be riding on that topic. And my topic for today is the find clarity and true direction in life in the midst of ever-changing environment we find ourselves. What is this topic telling you? You find yourself in somewhere. You didn't choose it, and that environment is keep on changing. How do you adapt? How do you find clarity in the midst of confusion? We have this pandemic going on that people are losing hope. How do you make sure you have clarity? How do you make sure that you are still hearing the small, still voice in the midst of this pandemic? And that's where my topic is all about today. Let me see if I can share the screen again. Still shaking. Maybe I'll start sharing. I will just continue with my presentation. So, what is clarity? The clarity is the quality, according to the website dictionary, defined as a quality or state of being clear. The state of being clear. It's also defined as the quality or condition of being clear or easy to understand. As I'm speaking now, right now, you can hear me because I'm speaking the language you understand. The minute I start speaking Chinese now, there is not clear to you. You cannot say you have clarity of what I'm saying. Why? Because the communication channel we are using is not in the same frequency that you really understand. That means no matter how good the word is, if you in as much as you cannot understand it, we'll say is not clear. So that's what clarity is all about. Now, when it comes to clarity, what are we talking about? About clarity, we're talking about our mental being, our mental clarity is what we are referring to here. And that's how just this topic and today's topic is kind of connected. We talk about our mental being, a mental state. So we need clarity to feel empowered, to make an informed decision. That means that every second we make decisions. Not every decision is an informed decision, mind you. Not every decision is is an informed decision. So you have to understand that. Informed decision is when it has gone through a process and you are able to take a decision based on the fact that is available to you. We call it informed decision. So where does decision takes place? It takes place from your mind. From your mind. Bishop T just said that our mind is a battleground. It's constantly struggle with what is going on around us. So we are struggling every day because your mind is constantly in a battle. So that's why he said he said you wake up, you went to bed tired, you wake up tired, And all the day long you are tired because your mind has been taking so many decisions, even while you are still asleep. So your mind is very, very powerful. I want to understand that. So there are many distractions and stressors floating around us. Our mind seems to be running full speed ahead of times. That's the problem. Our mind is running like if somebody is running 1,000 miles and you can only run maybe 20 miles. That's how our mind run ahead of us in most of time, making decisions on our behalf. So gaining mental clarity is incredibly important. So you need to gain mental clarity, especially if you are interested in finding your purpose. If you are going somewhere, it is very, very important that your mind need to get clarity. There's no way you can get to where you are going if your mind is not clear. I was talking to my wife 3 days ago. I said, where is your mind? Or where is your heart? She said, our heart is here. Before, maybe it was last year I got to know that. Because when you ask me before, I always think my mind is here. Whereas it's not, it's in your mind. Your mind is in your head. Which is that's where you are taking all decisions. So whenever you talk about mind, I'm talking about your faculty. So why is getting clarity in your life is important? Why do you care about the clarity of your getting clarity in your life? Why is it important? Because you cannot achieve anything in life without clarity of your mind. And it's very important for you to get it. I have some bullet points there that I'm going to share with you. So having clarity minimizes doubt and it increases self-confidence. Some of us, we doubt ourselves too much. We don't believe we can do it. Particularly when you look at your failure over years, you think that when you have failed many times, the chance of advances or succeeding is will be slim. Whereas it's not, because your mind is telling you that what have you done lately that is good. So, so when you talk about mind, why you need it is having clarity minimizes doubt. You know where you are going. Nobody is going to distract you from going somewhere else because you have clarity where you are going. At the same time, it increases your self-confidence. You know God is in you. He has done it before. He can do it again. If you had that belief, you'll get it. So it reduces frustration. That means that frustration ceases when you are clear because you have less confusion. Just like you have a tunnel vision, you know where you are going, no matter what people are saying around you, no matter the noise around you, you know where you are going. You have a tunnel vision. You are clear in what you are doing. When people are saying cast it down, you say forget it. When people are crying left and right, people are dying now during this COVID-19. You are looking at it and say, you know what? My God is with me. I know where I'm going. Some people may be going through one program or the or one course or the other because they are making money. If God says this is not where you are going, and you hear it from you, and you know in your mind that what God has done, I want you to do is this direction, and you go after it, and that's what we are talking about. So it helps you to learn your strengths, so you can focus on your strength rather than focus on somebody else's strength. If you remember in the Bible, where this little boy went to war and Saul was trying to give him hammer to fight. He said, I have not tested it. 70 years old boy say, I have not tested it. He only believed in a slingshot. That's what he believed in. And he was to kill Goliath because of that. So we need to understand that we have to know our strength. Don't run somebody else's race. And work on your weaknesses. We all have weakness or weaknesses. Focus on it and make sure you are able to turn it to your advantage. As you go through the self-reflection process to find clarity. So these are things you have to understand. So for you to set your goal, whether short-term goal, medium-term goal, or long-term goal, You have to create a plan. Some of us, the issue we have is we do things haphazardly. We don't have concrete plan. We have a place. Because when you have, it's like an architect who want to build a house. He also build the house in his mind. I now sketch the house on the floor. We call it floor plan, and it will draw the elevations for people to see how the picture view of the house. No, people will still be doubting that house until the house is built. And you now compare what he drew versus what is in the ground, you realize it's the same thing. It's like somebody the painter who is painting the wall, those artists. You don't know what is in his mind until he finishes it. So the mind is very, very important. In order to achieve your goal, you have to set a goal, a realistic goal, a concrete goal, and create a plan on how to achieve those goals. So not just only creating a plan, you have to take action. So setting up a goal is very easy at times. Creating a plan is very easy, but the willingness to do it is another challenge for us. For us to move on in life, you need clarity to achieve that. So you can make better or faster decisions that are aligned with your core value. So people are doing faster, doing all this kind of stuff. If it's not in your core value, some people say, oh, do this, do that. If it's not in your core value, there's no way you will do it. So everybody must have your core value. What's the core value? Within these 5 days, you're going to learn a lot that will shaping your core value. You'll be able to see, this is my core value. So clarity helps you when you are generally stuck in a rut or feeling stuck in the life. So you may have issue right now. You may be going through depression in life. You are going through depression. But when you have clarity, it can help you to get out of this mess. You know that this is a temporary situation. It's not a permanent situation. So you have to make sure that when you have clarity, it's like your life is like, if you ever gone to the hospital, you see MRI that is reading like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's how our life is. Your life cannot be perpetually up like this. You are dead if it's like that, or going down like this. No, it has to be going up and down. That's how life is. You win, you lose, you win, you lose, you win, you lose. And that's how your life is being projected and prolonged. So you have to understand that. Happiness and joy are staple in your life when you are clarity. So when you have clarity, you know where even though the condition may not seem to be the way you want, however, you still derive happiness and joy. As a matter of fact, when you are having issues, there's some opportunity that comes out of it because you're able to see some area God wants to lead you to, some business idea, because we have gone through it, and they're able to see what God really wants you to do. So having clarity brings more energy and focus to your day. So you have to understand that. So these are the reasons why clarity is very important. In which area of your life do you need clarity? It may be in your career. You are joining this call today. You don't know whether, I don't know what you are going through, whether you need career counseling, or you want your relationship to be improved. It may be the area you need clarity. Or you try to marry, you don't know which one to marry, all those things, you need clarity. That's why you have to call on the name of God to help you. Whether you need clarity in your family, your finance, everybody, your finance has not been added up. Every day you are living from paycheck to paycheck. I believe you need clarity. There's so much opportunity out there now today that you have not taken advantage of it. How you will be able to recognize it if you don't have clarity of mind? Your mental state is another area. Some people may be going through depression, or health is failing you. You need clarity. As a matter of fact, if you don't have clarity, that's when your health can get worsened. So you need to understand that. And I'm going to go to the next slide. How do you get clarity in your life? because it's very important. The question is how. How do you get clarity? So there are four areas that you need to get clarity. I mean, on how to get clarity. Who? Who should get clarity? You join this call because you need it. You, in this case, you, of course, you need clarity. And that's why you join this conference call today. Or you may know somebody who actually need it. So what I'm saying now is how you get clarity in this area. What is that you really need clarity for? Which is your purpose? It may be your purpose in life. What is the purpose of your getting clarity? Why do you need clarity? Because you want to achieve something, you want to do something. How? Which is another question that we need to ask ourselves. You want to figure out your why and decide how you are going to get there. Because the question is always how. Once you figure out your why, that is going to be your motivating factor in deciding on how to get there. For example, I want to travel from here to Nigeria today. The question, why am I going to Nigeria? If that question has not been answered, there's no way I can answer the how am I going to get there. So the why must be answered before how can be achieved. So the why will motivate you because it's like a reward. It's like a reward that once you get the reward, you understand the reward. You can go extra mile to achieve that. So your how will get you there. And that's the purpose of how you're going to get your clarity. Living your purpose. How do you live your purpose? Like an author, Cicero said, he said, nobody can give you wiser advice than yourself. Nobody. As a matter of fact, people around you they may not tell you the truth. They may lie at you. I remember when I was in Nigeria, then you are going to a place that you don't know or unfamiliar place. You ask them, oh, I'm going to this place. Some people say, oh, go to when you get to this junction, make a right. And when you get to that, just make a left. And then when you get to that place, go 2 miles, go to right, make right, and get confused. Whereas the person doesn't even know the place. Instead of telling you, no, I don't know the place. Please, I don't know the place. Can you ask somebody else? But they disguise as if they know the place and they even mislead you. So you go to the other person again, you try to follow the guy's direction and realize that the person gets you, say, oh, you are missing, go back again. You are not confused. And that's how, if you don't follow your mind, because there's nobody can give you an advice better than yourself. How to get your advice? You have to do your research. You have to read books. You have to listen to good tips. You have to listen to people who are going somewhere. You have to follow them. These are things you have to do. So I have a formula here. Is F plus P equals L. What is F? Find your purpose. Which is the question I asked earlier, which is why. You have to find your purpose. And P is pursue your purpose. Once you find it, the next one is pursue it in order for you to live your purpose. Find your purpose, pursue your purpose so that you can live an enjoyable, purposeful life. So you have to understand that. And I want to, if you're not taking anything from me today, understand these three things, because the only way you can live your purposeful life is to make sure that you find your purpose. And as a matter of fact, God has wired you. That's the mistake we made. You are focusing on your physical attribute, your strength. No, God has created you so that you'll be able to fulfill your purpose. He has wired you. When God sent you to this world, He did not just send you to this world for no reason. He sent you to this world so that you can fulfill your purpose in life, which your purpose has to tie it back to God's purpose. So for you to live in it, if you don't know it today, please go and recognize it. There are so many information out there that can guide you. Number one, if you read the Bible very well, if you read so many tips or listen to so many tips, you will realize that there are so many information that can guide you on how to find your purpose. The reason of today is not to do that, but please, if you don't know it, if you don't know your purpose by now, go and find your purpose. And once you do that, go and pursue it. Pursue your purpose with alacrity. And once you do that, the rest of your life, you're going to enjoy it fully. So that's very important. Stop overthinking. Some of us, we procrastinate too much. We think too much, overanalyze things too much. Even though critical thinking is good, but you overanalyze things. You want to do something, you have overanalyze it to the point that you get discouraged that I can't do it because I don't have the skills. I don't have the money. I don't have the wherewithal to do it. Try anything or do something. This pandemic has given us a point to try something new. Technology has taken over the world now. Has taken over the world. Everything we do now, people doesn't go to work any longer in America. We work from home. And how do you make sure that you try something new? You need to retool yourself. Do something. Go to YouTube. People who are going to YouTube and be watching all this crappy stuff. There are so many free tools there, free training that you can take advantage of. There's something you can do in life that you can't find on YouTube today. How to. Just type how to. And when you find it, do something. Follow your inner voice. The small still voice. You need to follow it. And believe what? In yourself. Please believe in yourself, because no matter what I say today, no matter what revelation you get today, if you don't believe in yourself, you can't do it. Please believe in yourself. It's very, very important. What are we taking home from today? Or what are the action? Because every classes we covered this week, it must lead to an action. What are your action to get clarity for your life? Mommy, calm down. Remember that little boy. You must calm down first. If you don't calm down, there's no way you can get clarity. Remember, I said earlier, you said something, said your mind is a battleground. If your mind is not in the state of rest, you can't think straight. Oh, my brother and sister, you cannot think straight. Calm down and create a space for clarity with these tools. Clean your environment. Remember in the first book of Bible, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, he said the heart was full of what? Chaos. Even the Holy Spirit cannot even dwell there because it's everything. Holy Spirit was just roving and it cannot even dwell there because everywhere is turned upside down. So you have to clean your environment, clean your space. So when you calm down, your mind must be in the state of rest. And one of the things you have to do is exercise. You have to exercise, please. Exercise is very, very important. It restores your mental state. When you sit there in one place, like this late long down, we have been home for the past more than 5 months now. We have been home. If you don't exercise, find time because of the place. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. Create time out of no time. Walk 2-3 miles every day. Nourish yourself with the word of God. Nourish yourself with the word of God. With something, read novels. Read something that will elevate you, elevate your, and energize your spirit. Maintain the word of God. The Bible says, my word should not depart from your mouth. You must meditate in it day in and what? Day out. He said, my son. The Bible, God says, my son. Meditate in my word. So when you meditate in the word, God will continue to speak to you. It's like you are cleaning your antenna, your spiritual antenna. If you don't clean it very well, it will be clogged. That's why you will not get good reception. clean it very well, and maintain the word of God, and you'll be able to hear, download word of God undiluted. Then relax. Don't be everywhere. Relax. Relax yourself. Relax your mind. Get sleep. Some of you doesn't sleep. Your mind wander around all night. You can't be everywhere. Get a good sleep. Sleep with Have a good sleep. So when you sleep very well, in the morning you'll be able to think right. Like I said before, try new things. Most of us, we are used to one thing. This is what I've I've been doing in my life, all my years. This is what I've been doing. And you don't want to continue to change it because somebody has told you that this is the profession God wants you to do, and you stick it to it, and you know that the profession is going to the dustbin. You say this is what God has told you, and I'm going to challenge your mind. Isaiah, no, I think it's Elijah. God told him to go to Nineveh. I mean, God told him to go to Seraph. That I've commanded a widow to feed you. No, I mean, before then, God told him to go to Brook of Cherry. When he got there, the raven was feeding him day and night, day and night, day and night. He was getting his breakfast, lunch, and dinner there by the brooks. The same God that told him again, said, go to a widow. He said, I've commanded a widow to feed you. God knows what he's doing. It's for existing. So when you have a profession you have been doing all these years, so because somebody told you that this is the profession you should do, you never know that the technology has changed the profession from you. Your profession is not in the dustbin. You need to go back and retool yourself. Go back and retool yourself. Try new thing. Don't be stuck. Try new thing and be courageous. The issue we have in life is we are too timid. Particularly people who are in the Western world, we don't like to compete. We want to stay in a safe place. Be courageous. Those people they did not have two heads. Be courageous and go for it. And challenge yourself as well. So you need to challenge yourself as you are going through the journey of life. You have to challenge yourself, challenge your mind. So at this time, I think at this time I mean, this is where I would like to stop. And I want to thank you for joining this conference call. This is just a snippet of what you're going to see. We are just starting this program, and they're going to go deeper in how to take actionable item on how to get clarity in your life. Thank you so much, and hope you continue to enjoy the program. Thank you.
She calm down. Hello. Wow. Hello. Thank you, Dr. Bumi. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Wow. How to find clarity and true direction in life. Wow. It has been a journey, and for me, I think I want to continue by asking everyone and put your hands together for yourself for still being here. I really appreciate it. And I want to ask this question, how many of you at any point in time in your life, just because of this topic we are taking this afternoon, you heard that this is what is trending? You did not have the skill, you did not have the energy, you don't even have any flair for that thing, but just because you had your friends and you saw that this is what everybody is doing and you just got into it. I want you to comment on the comment section if you are guilty of this example I just gave. Like, everybody is going to study medicine. I will use myself as an example. You know, I told you the story of how I sat down for good 7 years just waiting to be admitted into the university. And that time, it wasn't funny. I was thinking the world was leaving me behind. Then every time I said I want to study medicine, I want to study industrial chemistry, until when I discovered that this is not going to happen. I just had to go and take gently what my energy could absorb. So that period, many of my friends were going to study either these five, you used to have five-fold ministry, you have five-fold courses. It's either you are studying medicine, or you are in accounting, or you are in law. And what again? Tell me now. I want you to comment on the session if you know what I'm talking about. The next thing is accounting. If you are not a lawyer, you are not a doctor, you are not an accountant, it's like you are nowhere to be found in the world. And so this is one of the things I want to address with us. Based on what Dr. Bumi said, you need clarity in your career path, you need clarity in your spiritual path. A lot of us, many people believe in medicine, but you must believe in one core, in one source, the source from where you came from. And that source is very, very important, because that source is the one that package who you are at the moment. Everything that is wired inside of you, everything that people call Adiola, there is somebody who is your maker, who is your source, that wired you differently from somebody else. And that is why whenever we are talking about the issue of clarity and finding direction in life, it has to start from internalizing and self-audit. When you begin to audit your life and you audit yourself, what are your giftings? What are your likings? Are you an introverted person? Are you an extroverted person? What are the things you like? When you are with everybody, what are those subjects you like to discuss about? When you don't have anything with regards to whether being paid or not, what are those things you will love to do without anybody earning or giving you a dime? When you are on the weekend and it's like, thank God it's Friday and everybody is chilling out, what are the area where do you chill out for? When you look at yourself, that is where the solitude comes in. When you sit down with yourself by yourself and you close the door against every distraction out there, and you begin to ask yourself that question. When you were 12 years old, what were the dreams? What were the desires that were uppermost in your heart, in your mind? What was it like for you? I want you to begin to go on that soul searching and begin to ask yourself, has there been a state where you were divorced from that very desire? Because when you want to go far, when you talk about having clarity in your marriage, in your relationship, financially, materially, concerning your career path, when you want to really get it really right, you must start with knowing who you are and what are the things that you have been wired with, different from somebody else. So that is why you see some people, when they look for a job, the only thing they do is they can do 9 to 5 job behind a closed door, behind one cubicle. That's why you can see some people, they are so very effective. Look at people like the Microsoft author, Bill Gates, the second richest person in the world. He was able to build Microsoft without having
Yeah, they can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I thought I'm sorry for that little hit up. I got an information that my mic is not powerfully connected. So everybody in our different parts, we have been we have experienced different career paths that, if you and I are to be sincere with ourselves, some of us, we need to just say we want to take a break. And when I want to say take a break, I don't mean you should go and resign from your job. No, because there is a system to transition from your desire, from your dream job, to from your day job to your dream job. You and I, you need to know that even though you are not getting the best out of where you are now, or it may not be the real actual thing you are wired out to be doing, you are the type of people that constantly engage in thank God it's Friday. And when you hear people say thank God it's Friday, I want you to know that it is not the best slogan. Even though you may be saying it, it is not the best. Because you must be able to see yourself transitioning to a point where every time you spend doing your work, doing your job, doing anything you desire, you feel like 1 hour is just like 1 minute. Now you don't feel bored, you don't feel stressed, you don't feel used up, you don't feel drained. If you see here in the United States, many people, most of the job they claim to do is draining them. But they got bills to pay and they just have to continue going to grind the axe. That's why when it's Friday, you see a lot of them rejoicing. Thank God it's a Friday. It's a phrase I want you to remove from your vocabulary. Because it's like the next time it is Monday. Oh, I'm back to this again. When will I stop? I don't want you to continue to experience this in your life. If this is your experience, that every time you get to job, to get to work, you stand up from your bed, it's like you are wishing the day is not Monday. It's like you are wishing the day is a Saturday. No, life can be better off. Life can be better off. You can experience something better than this. And that is why the place of teachability is. You getting to a place where you can read yourself and find out your superpower. Look at where you are best at. Look at those areas you have. Look at those areas that people comment you for. Even your enemy, even your competitor, even people that don't like you. Look at what they say about you. Look at their comments. When you take your time and you listen to those things they say about, even though they don't like you, but you say, even though I don't like you, but I can't wish you away in this area. I just know that you are good at this. These are the pointers. And when you begin to get those pillars, these are the areas you want to begin to see yourself and begin to having a plan. Like in 5 years from now, I now want to do a framework. You want to do a plan. It's a short-term plan or a long-term plan, because you know that this is where your passion, your passion, your love and everything about you lies. And creating that systemic part is what is going to help you. So one of the things I want to tell us in finding clarity in life, which is going to help you to remake your life in whatever version you have now, is you must identify what make you tick. You must know what are the things that your soul so desire that nobody can talk you out of it. And that is the reason why you must be in flow. See, if you sit me down here and you give me a topic that I like I'm just engaging us now, it's going to be an hour now that we're here. And I can just continue like this. Before now, when you ask me to sit down, I'll just keep talking. And what I talk, I began to see that these are not useful things. They are not valuable. They are not content that can edify. They are not content that enriches. They are not content that people want to listen to. So I began to search and see what are the things. And this is another thing that can help you when we talk about clarity. When you now begin to discover what you are good at, go and see, go and Google, go and do a research. Don't just do one page research. You just Google. What are the best 10 people that are in and the first thing that comes? No, I'm talking about best 10 people that are doing this thing, that are in that field, and they are making that field proud. And you want to see what they are doing, how they are doing it. You are going to submit yourself to learning from them. What every one of us need this day, I'm not only reducing us to go and get a high-paying skill. Some of you might go and get a job, and it's a good thing. Getting a job is not wrong. Suppose, and for the mere fact that you have a plan, that if you join this job, you are going there to go and learn. Make sure you go and learn. In that very area you want to be the best, you are submitting yourself to teachability, to mentorship, and at the same time, you are releasing yourself as an intern to go and learn. You are working for them. Sometimes, maybe on a weekend, you can just walk up to them. This is the area you like. You like to sing. You like to work in an outfit, maybe cooking. You like cooking. You love to have in the future your own restaurant where you control and manage. You just want to, every weekend you look out for a very well busy outlet where people go in for eat out. And you want to just volunteer every weekend. Man, I just live in this area and I just want to volunteer to just go give you a help every Saturday evening. maybe from 3 p.m. till 10. I just want to help you. And you are learning and you are learning. Can you see how you begin to sit down with such people and you are learning how they are doing things? And you are getting the knowledge you need. That by the time you want to transition, you are saying, okay, by this time, 2 years from now, I should have saved enough. I should have gathered enough knowledge, and I should be able to transition. That is the secret. Many of the people you see out there, they don't have this plan. And that is why they just say, okay, I'm quitting my job and I'm starting a job, and you see them failed. A lot of business that starts on such premise, they don't last. You can just imagine we want to engage on war, or maybe countries that go to war, go on the war front, and everybody is saying, oh, everything I need is just to get a gun. If you give me a gun, I will go on the war front. I will also help you. I will add to the number of people that are going to conquer this war, this war for you. And everybody will just think that you only need gun. But do you know that apart from those raw resources that you need, do you know that you need to be resourceful? You have not learned and mastered how to even use a gun, and you want to go to the war front. These are some of the things that are little things that are cleaning us with regards to clarity. We never knew. Nobody sat us down to teach us that even though you go to school to go and learn something, and eventually the real education that you need is not just because you have gone to learn something. You have also sit down and you're able to do this and reproduce it yourself, and you are able to see people liking it and people offering and people valuing it, and they are ready to pay an amount, because that is the secret to you having financial clarity. When people value what you have and they are willing to part with their money, with their sweat, to exchange for it. And how will this exchange happen? It is only going to happen when you submit yourself to teach, to being teachable and to learning and to mentorship. And that is why this week I am all out in helping you to know that your journey to success in life, it is doable. It is real. And that those 1% people that we are seeing out there that are making the world proud, you and I are no better. We only need to get our clarity right. We only need to do our self-soul search. We only need to be on a solitude with ourselves to learn. Before now, I used to be in that midst of, oh God, show me what I am good at. Oh God, show me. And I will sit down, I will be waiting. I'm waiting and be praying for years that God has not disclosed to me what I am good at. But when clarity came my way, I began to see that the truth about this is that I have not been sincere to myself. That if I want clarity, look at somebody, I imagine somebody that is not a Christian, who is an allergy or an atheist, and is doing something and is getting results. And I walked up to him and I asked him, this thing you are doing, how do you know that you are good at it? And you know the feeling I got? It is not because God showed him. He said, it just came to him naturally. The thought, he had the idea, and that is where I want to. If you're a Christian and you believe in God, this is where we have been robbing, where we have been allowing the enemy to rob on us. Because when you have an idea, when the idea comes to you, you don't know that that is God setting you up on what he wants for you out of life. But what do you and I do? We go to the wrong company. We go to the wrong class of people. You imagine you want an advice on how to live a healthy marital life, a fruitful relationship, and you are going to somebody that is divorced. You are going to somebody that did not last in marriage for a year. Do you know that automatically you are setting yourself up for failure because you have not gone to the right place to go and get the right lesson? So the same for you and I. That if we want clarity and we want to be among those people that will be surviving and be living life on our own terms, it is very, very important for us to sit down, to lock ourselves in, to see what we can do on our own, and see how we can surround ourselves with people that are doing that thing already, and how their knowledge and their wisdom can rub on us, so that you and I can also do what? Even exceed. And that is one truth I want to tell us, that one of the secrets to success is that anything that you have seen someone done before can be reinvented. Success always leaves a clue that the fact that somebody has done it, you also can do it. And you can even be among the top 10, top best. And that is where I want to stop it. That when you see you have found clarity, you have discovered yourself, you have known what you are good at, you have to take it further. When you know you and you submit to learning, make sure you add proficiency. Make sure you are so proficient. And when you talk about proficiency, it means you are one of the best of the best. You are one of, yes, I love that. Going to the right set of people for advice, not just a non-entity, not just somebody that is not going nowhere, or some people that will talk you out of your dream. People that are just rubbish that say, oh, I know something that I've done, it didn't go anywhere. No. Thank God the yesterday's teaching that we had about our thought and how, like Dr. Samuel said, he said every conversation that is happening, this is where it's coming from and not from here. And every time you connect with here, this is where the idea is. This is where your core being is. This is where the soul searching and those desire and those results of who you close your eyes and you want to see yourself become is coming from. And so when you have those desires, put it down. Write out a plan. What are the things that I need to execute? So what are those things that I have already that can help me in this journey? What are those things I don't have? Who are the people that I know I can go to? Who are the people that will help me? Not the people. I used to use this. They are battery drainer and they are battery chargers. I want you from today to begin to locate the battery drainers to your success in life, to your dream future. If you are able to do this and you begin to look for who are the battery charger, who are the people that will charge you, who are the people that will motivate you, who are the people that will draw you into action, who are the people, and these people, they are easy to be found. You can see them online. You can see them in the pages of books. You can see them with all these angles you have. And that is why for me, when I use my social media, I don't just use this to just as good as enjoying and posting, doing selfies, and doing all those stuff. They are beautiful. But make sure beyond that, you are connecting with people that will add value to your life. And that is what this platform is for. Loretta Consulting is an ongoing educational platform that is geared towards helping you and I maximize your productivity, helping you to discover your core value, and helping you to add value and beauty to your life through a community like this. There's some of us, when you want to do something, you don't have the right community that can get into action. And that is why this group is being set into place, that you can have people that are also in this sphere, that are also trying every day and getting action every day to be the best version of themselves. If you look at everybody out there, if you say how many of you want to be rich, how many of you want to be prosperous, how many of you want to be a millionaire, all the hands will go up. But how many people are ready to pay the price? And that is why I'm so happy and I congratulate you for being here for an hour. I'm going to be rounding up soon. That for you to be in this class and in this group now, it shows that you are you are taking serious your life. You want to be among those that matter. You want to be among those voices that will be creating long-lasting change, that will be catalyst to serious, great, massive discovery and transformation in our world today, in the world of science, in the field of health, in everywhere you find yourself. This is awesome. And thank you for the comment that is coming in. I'm so grateful. And I thank you. So what I've been able to achieve today with this class is to help you see how you can find clarity. And you already know how you can go about that. It starts with you first sitting yourself down and discovering yourself. Deep soul searching to decide what interests you want. And so as you are not just going to be running from pillar to post. This is what is trending now. You drop what you are doing, you run. And you are not just changing like microphones. This social media problem that we have. Every time you just press click, you want it to happen. No, this is not going to happen this way. You have to first and foremost pay the price. I just mentioned Bill Gates. For 10 years, he was writing programs. He was writing software. He was coding, decoding, and doing so many things until he became what we know him to be today. So there will also be time. There will be a time for learning. There will be a process. Just like a baby will never be born until the full 9 months gestation, except there is an otherwise problem. So the same way, you and I also must incubate our gift and our talent and everything we desire to bring to forth, to bring to bear. We must incubate it and make sure we give it enough proficiency. We put on the best of the best We are not shoddy. We are not the type that do job that they will manage it like that. No. You make sure you over deliver. You over deliver in anything you are giving, so that your results will work for you. Your results will show for you, and your results will announce you, that will make people to even remember you and call for you. That is the secret, dear guys. Thank you very much. Yes, Fadura, thank you for joining. Funke, Ajay, thank you. Esther, thank you. Honey, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I see Anna, and I don't know if anybody has question with regards to today's stuff, because Max 3:15, we should be rounding up. Now, normally the teaching should be an hour, and then the remaining 15 minutes for questions. I've stolen out of that. Please, if anybody has question on today's topic, if there is anything they are not clear of about what it means, on how you can find clarity with regards to your career, finding clarity with regards to marriage, finding clarity with regards to your health, so many areas that you need to find clarity. And when you find those things, you discover that your life will be beautiful. You discover you live longer, because you know what you want. You know what you want. You know why you want it. And you know why you must go all the way. You know you don't want your children to suffer. You know you want the best future for your children. That is why you want to go all the way to sacrifice, to give them the best, not only physically, not just keeping them looking good. You see some parents, they only are proud parents because their children, when they go out for outings, they look good, they look beautiful, and people say, "Oh, I love your dressing. Oh, where did you get those dressing for?" Everybody just appreciate that. That is not parenting. What you want out of those children is that when they engage in their world in their own time, they're able to engage from a position of strength. They are not just they are not just empty. Mentally they are sound, spiritually they are okay, and physically they are good looking, like you have mentioned. So it's a long walk for every one of us, and we must be able to start right from the right place, that in health, in wealth, in happiness, you program your life so that everything about you is beautiful. And that is how you can make God proud. That's why God can say, "Look, can you see my daughter? Can you see my son?" Because you have taken time to do diligence on what he has put inside of you, on how best you can bring it out to your world, to make your world beautiful than it is. Yeah. How do we help someone? What is the question? I know someone. Okay, this is a question coming from Fadurabi. Thank you, Fadurabi, for this question. Let me read it again. It says, "I know someone who is so natural at teaching. He's still looking for a job, but can't even stand the idea of being a teacher." Wow. This question is like two ways. The person is good at teaching. Yes. And he's still looking for a job. See, let me just start by saying this, that one of the illusion that our parents and this world, the educational world platform presently constituted, has done to us, is because they believe that when you go to school, either college or university or what have you, the end product is for you to go and get a job. See, this illusion is killing. Job means just over broke. There is nobody that you will ever see that will go for job and will be among the top 1% that are ruling the world. Why? Look at the professors. Some of the professors that taught us in the university, some of them, they are still there to today. Look at their life. It's like you don't even want to use their life to pray. Maybe some of them is still riding one car they took on credit that they are still riding about. That is telling you something. That is a pointer. That is what I want to correct. By that person just thinking he has to go and take up a teaching job or taking a teaching job. Look at what the world has turned into now. There is a law, an eternal law, that says that it is not only the strongest or the biggest or the tallest of any species found in any environment that adapt, that survive most. It says it is only those that are able to adjust and so those that are going to survive, they must be able to adjust and adapt to current trend and happening in their society. So for somebody like this that you just ask, what I'm going to advise him or her to do is to not to limit himself or herself to teaching in a school. Look at this online platform. This is just a school. For me, I need to tell you some of my secrets. when I discovered that I am not good at nothing, I start a work, I don't finish. My life was just full of so many unaccomplished tasks. I hated my life. But look at me today. I am teaching you. I'm not a teacher in any school in anywhere in the United States. I have never done any teaching career or any. I never did. But what did I do? I went, I signed up for YouTube. YouTube became my second teacher. Anything I don't know how to do, I Google it. I search for it. I watch people that are doing it. I improve myself. And I start from that little step of mine. You know, I mentioned it. I said you can volunteer. Volunteering means some people can pay. You can be like internship. You go and be teaching just to learn and perfect your skill. And when you are done that, while you are doing that, you start experimenting. You have people you can teach. You can be doing it on a part-time while you are still working for Uncle Sam, like you're working for somebody, because you want to save towards that your goal. You want to save towards that your future. And I know it doesn't come easy. That's why I said when you say you want to do a business or you want, it is not money that you need first. You might engage yourself in something that will keep your body and soul together. That is okay. But make sure what you're engaging is also in the picture, in line, in the surrounding environment of what you want to be. So that every knowledge and every time you spend on that thing is going to add to your knowledge base. And it's going to improve further. You can curve the knowledge curve. You can flatten the curve for you with regards to your learning. And so when you do this, you will see that it's going to help. I hope I'm able to do justice to that. So when you have a natural talent, the next thing is not just for you to step in and say you are starting. You have to pay the bills. You have to pay the dues. The deal is for you to make sure you become grounded, become vast, become well refined in it. That when they search for people of authority in that your field, they are going to mention you. That is your goal. That in the next few years, when they look for somebody that is having this skill, I must be among them. And I want to add also, see, teaching has gone different levels now. When you just say, I love to teach, can you look for the best people that are teaching and what are the tools they are using? People are on Kijabi, people are on Teachable, people are on different platforms they are using to teach and do many courses. And this is what I'm doing. I have so many courses that I'm developing that in few weeks from now, in fact, I will be introducing that to you. That there is a school that is all about parenting. There is one that is geared all to everything about finances, how you can live your life financially free, how you can know the laws of money, many of these things that we're not taught in schools, that is draining us, and we're just living our life in such a way that is not attractive. How many of us are just, how will this happen? This cannot continue to be our experience. So I encourage you to go ahead and pay the bills by going to learn from those that are masters. Thank you. Yeah. So you can do your teaching in any platform. You may not be a classroom teacher, you can still be teaching. You might be in your house and be teaching. You know, you can teach people how to sing on the internet. You can teach people how to draw. Many things. There is nothing you cannot do. And you see, and people begin to subscribe. So it is very possible not to be a classroom teacher, and that is it. Compose a song from any quote or line, and often stage performances with a sibling. What do I do to? Oh, that's lovely. You have to encourage that. I love that, because it is, see, before you start getting to age 17 and age 19, when JAMB and all those things will begin to redefine your career path, many of those years, they are formative age between 7 and 12. Watch those, your kids, your children, watch what they have affinity and flair for. Don't despise it. Encourage. They like to draw. Bring in more workbook sheets that can help them to draw. They know how to like. They like to paint. To, get them resources. Get them those materials. Occupy them with more of those things. They like to sing. Sign them up for a teaching class, to singing class. Make sure you help them to develop those gifts. That is how you can encourage them. That is the best way you can encourage them. Wow, this is 20 minutes past 3. What a day. What a day. Thank you, everybody that have stayed up till now. I think we started with like, there are about 7 people, and here we are. I'm having 16. It was sometime around 18, 19. Then I think some people have left already. I didn't want to take your time for granted, because I know you are very busy people and you have other things going on, like line up. And as highly effective people that are teaching other people to be effective, you have to take care of people's time, because that's the only resources we all have, equally being endowed with God, from God, to get any result we want. So I want to thank you. Yes, I have posted an assignment. Tomorrow is a special day. I'll be telling you the reason why. And I'm going to be looking out for those people that come out early. I'm going to be dishing and telling you some of the gifts that will be given out for people that attempted the assignment. The It's not a big deal. Just one, two, three questions. You just answer, and it will help you. I've already posted the question on the page. Make sure you go through it and send your answer. You can either leave it as a mail or you put it on the page too. I will definitely go through it, and I promise to get out the gift to those that attempted the question as promised. Thank you, everybody. The 2 p.m. timing is for us here. If you are in New York and Canada time, it is 2 p.m. But if you are not, you're just going to calculate it. In Nigeria, it is 7 p.m. GMT, 7 p.m. West African time, and it is 2 p.m. Eastern time. That is the time for you to log in. And if you see confused, I think maybe you just chat me privately wherever you are watching me from, and then you can just Google out what the time conversion is for your end. Thank you very much, everybody, for staying tuned till now. I'm so wowed. And I want to tell you, tomorrow, we are taking this further. And the secret is that we've talked about how you can have a great life. And having great life has to do with in your health, in your wealth, in your relationship, and in your success or in your career path that you have chosen. So we're going to be bringing the four perspectives together and seeing how you can effectively transition in this area, especially in your health. So tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you, everybody. This is where we're going to be ending the broadcast. Appreciate you all for tuning in. And I promise tomorrow, we're going to start early, and I'm not going to take more of the time. Thank you. I don't feel like stopping, but I have to let you go. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Musu. Thank you, Musu. God bless you. Yeah. You can still send in your question. For those of you that watch the replay, if you have any question, I will definitely answer it. Just make sure you log in onto the page and put down your question. I will definitely answer it. Thank you very much. Yeah.